In September 2025, Google won. A federal judge had already ruled it an illegal monopoly, but when the penalty came, it was far lighter than feared. No breakup. Google would keep Chrome, keep Android, keep almost everything. Alphabet's stock jumped 8% in an afternoon. And yet, at that exact moment, Google's grip on search was slipping faster than at any point in a decade. Its market share was falling. A new kind of competitor was eating its most valuable queries. And the very deals that built its empire were being dismantled by that same court. This is the strange position Google is in today. It won the trial, and it may still be losing the war. Let's look at the cracks. To see what's breaking, you have to see how the moat was built. Google didn't dominate search only by being the best. It dominated by being everywhere. The preset default in nearly every browser and phone on Earth. The centerpiece. Google paid Apple around $20 billion a year just to remain the default search engine inside Safari. That single deal is estimated to funnel close to half of all of Google's search traffic. Multiply that across Samsung, across carriers, across Chrome itself, and you get a self-reinforcing loop. More defaults meant more searches, which meant more data and more ad revenue, which paid for more defaults. For 20 years, that flywheel was almost impossible to attack. Then the numbers turned. For years, Google held more than 90% of the global search market, a share most monopolies can only dream of. It peaked around 92.9% in 2023. By the middle of 2025, it had fallen to roughly 89.6%, dropping below 90%, and posting the steepest annual decline in 10 years. On desktop, where users can change their default more easily, Google's share fell to about 79%, its lowest in over 20 years. These are not collapse numbers, but for a company this dominant, direction matters more than level. And for the first time in a decade, the direction had reversed. Here's the twist that makes this hard to read. Google's search isn't actually shrinking in absolute terms. Total search activity, traditional engines plus AI tools, grew about 26% globally in a year. Google's own CEO said search had more usage in a recent quarter than ever before. So how can it be losing? Because the growth is going somewhere else. In the United States, the average person now runs around 20% fewer Google queries than a year ago. The pie is getting bigger, but the new slices are being served by someone else. Google's problem isn't that people stopped searching. It's that a fast-growing share of searches never reaches Google. Crack number 1. A new category that didn't exist 4 years ago. Instead of a list of blue links, answer engines just tell you the answer. ChatGPT Search now handles somewhere between 250 and 500 million queries every week, enough to rank among the top 5 search properties on the planet. Google's own Gemini is the fastest-growing challenger behind it. And crucially, these tools are strongest exactly where Google made its money: research, learning, and product comparison. The informational queries that used to send billions of clicks to the open web. Google still owns navigation and shopping, but the high-value thinking queries are quietly mined. Crack number 2 came from the courtroom Google thought it had survived. The judge declined to break the company up. No forced sale of Chrome or Android. But the behavioral remedies cut deep. Google is now barred, for 6 years, from signing the exclusive default deals that built its moat. It must share parts of its search index and user interaction data with qualified rivals. And most importantly for the future, the remedies were extended to cover Gemini and Google's other AI products. A deliberate move to stop the old search playbook from simply migrating into the AI era. Google kept its assets. It lost its exclusivity. Nowhere is that clearer than with Apple. Under the ruling, Google can keep paying Apple, but only under 1-year contracts it must renegotiate annually, instead of locking in the default for years at a time. And the timing could not be worse for Google, because of one quiet piece of testimony. During the trial, a senior Apple executive revealed that searches in Safari had declined for the first time ever, as users shifted to AI tools to find answers. Think about what that means. The single most valuable distribution deal in tech history is now shorter, less certain, and pointed at a search box that, for the first time, is losing traffic on it. Which brings us to the deepest crack, and it's internal. Google's search advertising business earns roughly $200 billion a year. That money depends on you clicking links and seeing ads. But to compete with the answer engines, Google has to do the opposite. Give you the answer directly, on the page, with fewer links and fewer ads. Every step Google takes to defend search against AI makes each search a little less profitable. Economists call this the innovator's dilemma, when the thing that would save you is the thing that eats your existing business. Google is now competing against its own cash register, and there's a casualty caught in the middle: the open web itself. When answers appear on the results page, the websites that supplied those answers stop getting visits. The damage is already visible. HubSpot, a major software brand, estimates it lost 70 to 80% of its organic traffic. The education platform Chegg reported a roughly 50% decline. One news industry group called it an extinction-level event for online publishers. We covered this collapse in depth in an earlier video, but it matters here for one reason. The content that trains and feeds these answer engines is produced by the very sites the answer engines are starving. So is Google actually doomed? There's a strong case that it isn't. Search, in absolute terms, is bigger than it has ever been, and Google is still the default experience for billions of people. It kept Chrome and Android, the distribution rails no rival can match. Its Gemini model is a credible number 2 in AI, not an also-ran. And the legal picture is far from settled. Both sides are appealing, and a final resolution could stretch to 2027 or beyond. Google has more data, more talent, and more distribution than any challenger. Monopolies with that much scale don't usually vanish. They adapt. But history offers a warning. In 1998, another dominant company won and lost at the same time: Microsoft. It survived its antitrust case largely intact. No breakup, just behavioral limits. Microsoft kept Windows and kept winning the browser war. And yet, distracted and constrained, it missed the next platform almost entirely: search and mobile. The lesson isn't that antitrust kills giants. It's that giants rarely die from the breakup. They get bypassed while defending the last war. Google's exclusive defaults are being stripped away at the precise moment the interface itself is shifting from a list of links to a single answer. That is the bear case in one sentence. So here's what to hold on to. 1. Google won the case but lost its exclusivity. The default deals that built the moat are now banned for 6 years. 2. Its market share posted the steepest decline in a decade. Even as total search grew, the slice is shrinking inside a bigger pie. 3. The deepest threat is internal. Every answer Google gives to fight AI cannibalizes its own $200 billion ad engine. And 4. Watch the rhyme with Microsoft. Monopolies like this one usually aren't broken up. They're bypassed. If this reframed how you see the search wars, subscribe. We follow the money and the power every week. And tell me, does Google adapt or get bypassed?